Chacho, yo tengo un hambre. Métele sazón, batería, reggaetón, que lo demás lo pone Calderón. Mi gente, mi nombre es Marlen.
And I'm Nedi,
And we are la Isla Podcast. O sea,
ya, por eso que te dije, nena, dale, vamos, saca el fecha y
literal,
todo.
hablamos del podcast hace como...
Literal la semana pasada.
El
Literally.
weekend este, ¿no? No, la semana pasada.
On Wednesday.
That's crazy.
That's
Today,
crazy. Look at us.
all we took was a week.
I love that. Do you want to start talking about how we met?
Okay, so how we met. I feel like yesterday I was thinking and I was like, I feel like we met in school because that job for me was kind of like school because I met people.
And
by people, I mean honestly, that I stuck with after that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like your life and my life is so different, but yet so alike.
Mm-hmm.
And we have so many goals that like align with each other.
Yeah.
And we still stay in contact. Like we don't speak every day. Now we do.
Now we do.
But we didn't speak every day, and every time we just saw each other and hung out or spoke, you know, it was like nothing ever happened. Like it's the same.
Exacto.
So.
Yeah. So just to kind of like piggyback on what she said. So we actually met at a health insurance job. And eso fue un tripeo literal. Like we were, I don't want to get too into details because I don't want them to figure out what the company is.
Right.
But basically we were like all high schoolers. We were all young and we were just sat in this like really like busy like business, and I don't know, it was crazy. It was so much fun. We got free food all the time.
We ate so
freaking much
because parties they would bring Brazilian girl. Like it was a fun job.
El principio was so much fun. Pero we went into this job during their busy season. So in their busy season, they fed us every single day. We worked like 12, 16-hour shifts.
We were together every single day.
Like Saturday, Sunday.
No, literally for 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Yeah. It was crazy.
And then I got fired.
Girl, stop. So so we were like a group of like 20, maybe 20, and then they kept 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the 5. My girl Marlen was not, unfortunately.
And I cried,
which is crazy because I feel like you and a bunch of other people were way above me.
I was so good at selling, but I think it's because what it is remember they told you, and this is one thing about places like that, they do not play about you coming in late or missing a day.
Verdad, eso sí.
And remember, I missed a day. There was a day I was really sick, and I was like, "Can I go home?" And they was like, "Yeah, sure, you can go home, but just know that maybe you know." And I was like, what, 17? I was like,
right. We did not say that, Josie.
I didn't think about it like that because I was like, "Oh, I'm good. I do my job." No. After 90 days, they say, "We're gonna have to let you go," and a whole bunch of others. And I cried. I was like, I have my job back. Like,
ay bendito.
And then that day we met at a library with Nedi, and then
and then the rest is history. And then we kind of just stayed in contact. I feel like at first, not so much, but we still like followed each other like on social media. We were always like commenting and like, you know, every now and then. But then we got really close like the last year or 2.
By the way, when we met, she was doing YouTube like full time. Like she was doing YouTube with her husband.
TikTok.
Yep, and TikTok. And then I will always tell her like, look, I want to do that too. Like,
yo me recuerdo,
yeah.
That's actually insane.
You remember that? You were like, just do this, do that, just do pranks. Yo terminaba y decía, oh my God, tienes tantos seguidores, que sí esto. Y ahora mira, no.
That's insane. Esa memoria
¿Se te olvidó?
Yeah.
Those little moments, I'm like, remember.
Ay, Marlen, look at us now. Que loco. Stop. Don't start. Y'all, listen. I swear I'm a crybaby.
Me too.
Until I met this girl. No. I'm that thing. She cries and she makes me want to cry, but I cry about everything.
No, seriously. Like right now, look at my eyes.
That was basically like how we met. And then we kind of just stayed in contact ever since then.
And then now we're here.
So what's like one of your like best memories with us?
There's so many of them.
Really, truly. But I feel like the best, like the funniest thing, most recently, because we laugh all the time, but the most recent thing que me pasó pensando like while I'm working, and I'm like, no, this is so freaking funny. When we went to Busch Garden and you freaking put las latas in your socks.
Oh my God.
Y se te mojaron todos los pantalones. En verdad, eso me da tanta like una pavera.
Y una alegría because Nedi, like, ella me estaba apurando. Dice, nena,
No,
tú no puedes
literally.
caminar así. No puedes caminar así, te están mirando.
No,
Y yo,
literally.
no puedo, literal. Me están
That's
mojando
so
los zapatos, ya no
funny.
me creía. And then we got to
No.
the top. Oh my
Bro,
God.
first pause. Lo que pasó fue que we were drinking High Moons.
Yes.
And we were at Busch Garden and we wanted to get on the Sky Ride. Entonces, since it's like because it's a ride, you can't bring anything that's like open container, food, whatever. But we didn't think of that, and we had literally popped it open literally right before getting on the ride. So entonces I was like, bueno, nena, métetelo a las medias, because she had like
bell bottoms.
So I was like, just put it in your socks, like nobody's gonna know. And yeah, no, so they were full. She was walking, the water is like spilling, the whole rim of her pants was wet. That was so funny. I was like, that's a core memory.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what we're gonna talk about today is a little bit of like QA, relationships, deep conversations.
You guys had a lot of questions for us, and we picked out some, and then we also looked for some that we think is a little bit better for you guys to get to know us. So
right. The first one is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
The best piece of advice I ever gotten: always stay true to yourself, no matter the situation you're on, and always treat people with kindness, respect, and treat everybody the same. Just because somebody is like in a different level than you are, you think they're famous or more important, you treat everybody the same, because you actually never know who you're speaking to. So
Facts. So for me, actually this happened on my wedding night. So cuando nos casamos, pues el tipo that was like driving us into like the party, he turned around and he told me, and he was like, never go to sleep upset with each other.
Yo,
y en verdad, like, eso como que it hit so deep, because I mean, me and Nate, obviously, like, we were fiance, we were boyfriend and girlfriend. So when we fought, like, it was what it was. Like, blocked you, don't talk to you for a few days.
See, that's another thing. She's so honest. Keep talking.
Yeah, no, es real, ¿me entiende? Y, yeah, when he told me that, like, when he literally turned around literally right before we entered.
Wow.
He turned around and he was like, let me give you guys some advice. Never go to sleep upset with each other. And that has stuck with us. I mean, él es hombre, so, you know, whatever. He gets over it in like 2 seconds.
Right.
Pero yo soy mujer, entonces eso como que cambia, you know? And I used to, bro, stubborn de que a mí no me importa. If I'm upset, you're going to hear me. Pero now it's different. It's like, okay, God forbid, si él no se levanta, was that fight worth it?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that the problem is solved, but we go to sleep with I love yous, and then el próximo día, pues, we continue the conversation, or,
like,
you know.
put your pride aside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what real love is. That's what real love is. And it's funny you say that, because that's something that me and David started doing this year. And we've been together for 10 years.
Man, I know.
Porque yo soy la que me molesto y me entran con el otro cuarto. Yo me voy por el otro cuarto, como que no te quiero hablar hoy, quiero dormir sola. Pero es verdad lo que tú dices, you never know what could happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't know if you're going to wake up in the morning. Mm-hmm. That's something that really stuck with me. Next question, what's your biggest ick in your relationship?
In a relationship, when a guy is not humble.
Okay, ¿cómo así?
Como que yo me pongo las cadenas y yo llego al party y tú me tienes que mirar, okay, el cuello cadena, o...
I don't like that either. Ew. Matter of fact, the guys who usually flaunt are the ones who usually don't got nothing. Like,
okay. O tú llegas a un lugar y dices, mira los zapatos que tiene, eso ni siquiera son reales.
I know, I hate
él está
that,
caminando,
bro.
Tiene zapatos, como que cosas así a mí, oh my God, en relación y con cualquier persona. Como tú, o sea, yo me creo mejor que tú porque yo tengo un job y un degree. No, todos somos iguales, a todo el mundo lo tienes que tratar iguales, y eso es lo que como que personas que nada más se fijan en el físico.
Mm-hmm.
Eso es algo
I really hate that. And like, not only for like relationships, but like in general también. Like, prideful people, hate that. But I hate that because I feel like tú y yo somos bien igual en el sentido de que we're not. We're very not. Humble. Like, bro, we were talking about this the other day. If we were to get rich, nobody would ever know.
Oh,
because
you'll see me at Goodwill.
No, literally. Like for what? Like, yo no entiendo a la gente que you know, cogen dinero y rápido un carro nuevo, una casa nueva, like cadena. I'm just like, why do you want people to know that you got money?
Lo primero es retiring your family. Oh my God.
100%.
Retiring your family.
100%. Or like putting it in savings and then like investing it or, you know, I don't know.
Travel.
I mean, la
Think about
casa
it.
lo entiendo, el carro quizá, pero
Las cadenas, los
yeah,
zapatos.
like all that extra
Y
stuff. I don't know.
posteándolo al siguiente día.
Exacto, yeah.
What's your biggest ick?
I don't know if this is an ick. Maybe it is. I don't know. But when you're talking and they cut you off, ay, eso me prende, bro.
I need to work on that because I do that sometimes.
Bueno, I do it too, pero not like, and if I catch myself, I'm like, oh, perdón, like, go talk.
I know.
You know, that's what I do, pero, y hablando así, like we're mutually like talking at the same time, eso no me importa. But if I'm literally telling you something and you're not waiting for me to finish to tell you whatever it is I'm telling you, ay, no, eso me prende.
No te dejas terminar tu historia para contarla de ellos.
No,
Cállate.
seriously.
I work with somebody like that.
Y la cosa es que, like I said, like mutually talking like that, like you're chiming into what I'm saying, like eso no me molesta.
Eso es diferente.
Exacto. But if I'm literally telling you a story or you're asking me a question and I'm trying to get to the point and you cut me off, I know, bro. So what's the best or worst date that you've ever been on?
Does this have to be friend or it can be?
I mean, in general, like what's your best date? Do you have one?
I think when I got engaged.
Ay,
I think
esas
no, it
fotos
is.
son tan
It is.
lindas.
Because I actually had no idea. I had
¿En serio?
No. Y honestamente yo soy una persona que yo me doy cuenta de las cosas. Like yo soy bien, tú sabes, como que estoy calladita y todo, pero yo me doy cuenta. And they played off so good. Y era porque yo le había dicho a él, I've never seen snow, como yo quiero ver la nieve. Él tiene familia en California. And we just went. And they were like, oh, okay, come on, let's take a picture. And when we're taking a photo, he got on his knees.
Brutal.
Right here, yeah.
I know, esas fotos quedaron, bro.
Thank you.
So
I
freaking
loved
pretty.
it.
That moment must have been so special.
The best day of my life.
Literal, hasta que nazcan tus hijos.
What about yours?
So I don't really think I have a worst day. I mean, me han pasado cosas, pero nothing that I'm like, yo, like, déjame contarte esto. Pero I think the best day that I've ever been on was, I think it was for mine and Nate's when éramos novio. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. And I think it was our 1 year anniversary. And he took me blindfolded to Dade City, which is like 45 minutes away from where we live.
Blindfolded all the way.
Yes, nena. That was torture, but I knew it was a surprise, so I was excited, you know. Entonces, y cuando llegué ahí, we're gonna go skydiving.
Oh my God.
And that was, bro, like, I was, because, okay, yo le dije a Nick that, like, the top of my bucket list was skydiving. My dad did it, and he used to do it all the time, and I was like, viendo la foto, yo, bro, I want to do this so bad. So, nada, so él me llevó, y ya, everything was done. The paperwork was done. He already paid for it. Like, everything was done. Era literal montarse en avión y brincar. And I didn't have time to process. Like, I think if he was to ask me today, like, do you want to go? I'd probably be like, maybe not. Pero...
¿Te dio miedo?
Yeah, nena, imagínate. Like, brincamos de 14,000 feet.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, like, okay, so you're, like, strapped to a guy. Like, you're, like, strapped to him. Like, booty to junk, you're strapped, okay, super close. Entonces, él se sienta como que en la orilla del avión, but you're hanging because you're strapped to him. So if he's on the edge, you're already out the plane.
Because he's the one that like does all that.
Exacto. So estoy ahí guindando, bro, y yo estoy like clutching to the freaking like the belts. And he's like, ready, 1, 2, y brinca. Y yo, it was so scary at first. But you know, like when you're on a ride and you like go fast and you get the butterflies, you don't get that.
You told me that.
Like, exacto, yeah, yo te conté esto. You don't get that, and I don't understand why. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the pressure of the air. I don't know.
Or maybe como lo tan alto que es, like.
Girl, yo ni sé, pero it was so much fun. It was such an incredible experience, and I relive that day often.
I need to do that. That's like one of the things that I'm like mostly.
Honestly, if you do it, I'll probably do it again.
Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun. Like, it was so, like, when I got to the floor, I was like, let's do it again. Pero si tengo tiempo para pensarlo, like, I'll probably be like, no, not doing it again. Nena, y where we went, there was already like a few deaths. Yeah, from like failure to like open or like
No me digas
yeah.
eso.
Nena, yeah, pero eso pasa en todos lados, es la
Pero en el mismo
cosa.
lugar donde tú fuiste, que te tiraste como quiera.
Bueno, I didn't know. That was after after we had jumped, we had found that out.
We'll be alright.
But it was like, a few deaths is fine. Let's go.
God.
Pero no, girl, literally, but the best day. Truly the best day. Nena, no lo creo, en serio, en
Estuvimos
serio.
grabando por 30 minutos que nunca fueron grabados.
Literal. Okay. Okay, could you be friends with two girls who don't get along, or are you picking a side? Like, could you individually be friends with two girls that don't like each other, or do you have to pick a side? Like,
so let's say you and Dania, obviously, you guys are like one of my best friends. And you guys know each other and vice versa. And for whatever reason, like let's say she just doesn't like your energy, and she's like, I don't really like her. Right. Like, okay, that's a problem you have personally with her that you need to figure out. But I'm not gonna go with what you say and stop being friends with her, because that's my best friend, you know. And you kind of need to understand that, because the reason I'm friends with you is because who you are as a person.
exacto.
Ahora, si es algo
más grave,
como que she takes your man,
period,
or she tries him, or she is disrespectful to your kids, or like
exacto,
something big
algo
like
grave,
that.
yeah.
Mm.
Vamos a hablar, espérate.
No, ya tú estás. No.
Snip, snip.
Yeah, no, because it's like, what makes me think you won't do that to me? And it's like, what are your principles? Like, ¿qué es respeto? No. Yeah. O que hable mal de ti when I'm not around. When I'm around, hable mal de. No, you can't speak bad about my friend when she's not around, depending on the situation.
Right.
What about you?
So for me, I've actually had that situation happen to me where two of my good friends, they parted ways y me quedé como que en el medio. And what I did was I was still friends with both of them. Reason why is because my relationship with person A is my relationship with person A. My relationship with person B is my relationship with that person.
Exactly.
Entonces, I'll continue to like have those friendships. Now, if your name gets brought up between the other person, like that's where I'm gonna stop them. Like, no, like you're not gonna talk about the person. It's a ya diferente.
Exactamente.
Like, we're not gonna talk about the person that you don't talk with them, or that I'm still friends with. Like, it's not gonna happen. It would just depend. It would so, and it also will depend like the situation. Like, es como tú dices, si no sé, si se metió con el esposo de la otra, es como que espérate. ¿Cómo yo sé que no lo vas a hacer con el mío? Ajá. So, I don't know. I feel like it just depends on the situation. But for the most part, I would still be friends with both of them, but make it clear that we are not talking about the other person.
No. How do you spot a friend that's jealous of you?
Like, if you're telling them like your goals, your ambitions, like stuff that you're planning, and they try to do it first,
or they're not happy for you.
Or they're not happy for you.
They're not rooting for you.
I say that gives jealous vibes.
100%.
I mean, also también, like, you can have those girls who do support you, but they are preying on your downfall, where they're in your corner and they're like, yay, go Marlen, yay.
Hope you
but
fall.
Secretly, yeah, they're like, oh, I hope that does not go good for her.
That's so sad too. Like, how can
it
you
is
be
sad.
like that? And I have friends like that in the past. Not recently. I don't want nobody to think I'm speaking about them, but
no. If you feel like she is, then if the shoe fit, baby, wear it. But anyways,
that if they reflect their insecurities onto you and they try to just copy and paste what you do.
Yeah.
At first, you would think it's like, oh, like it's just this or that, or admiration, whatever. You guys get it. Admiration, and it's not. It's like, and honestly, my man spots who my friends aren't before I do.
That is so freaking true.
He's like, that's not your friend. It's not. I'm like, you just don't want me to hang out with her.
Exacto. Tú no sabes, no la conoces bien.
Exactamente. But just like me, with his friends, I see the BS before he does things. Like, right. He's right. Like, I was like, I just, you're going to figure out on your own, because we cannot get mad because our partner is not seeing what we see, because it's going to come in their own terms. It's going to.
Y también, I feel like you can also see, like, outside, like, okay, so what
outside
you were
of
saying,
the friendship.
Exacto, outside the friendship, like, okay, for example, like if your man has a friendship with somebody and you have a friendship with somebody, I feel like we can both spot the fakeness within those friendships. Why? Because we're not looking at that friend of his, or he's not looking at that friend of ours like con ojos de corazones like we do. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have nothing bonding them, so they see through the BS.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah, but Nate also has pointed out a few friendships, and I'm like, no, like, you know me, tratando de ver lo bueno de todo el mundo, and he's like, nah, like, that's not your friend, that's not your friend, that's not your friend, y yo picheo, and then I'm like, wow, you're right. It's not my friend. Okay, what's a red flag in a relationship?
Oh my God, this is something that just gets me heated because, I mean, obviously, when you get into a fight with somebody, you're going to speak to your best friend about it. But telling everybody, from your family especially, or telling everybody, you know, this person did this and that to me. What do you think? And then they say only the side of their story and they make themselves look like
The
una
angel.
víctima, exacto. And it's like, why do you need outsiders' opinion when you can just sit and speak to me about it?
Yeah.
Like let your guard down. It's okay, especially if we're friends or together. It's something that is going to help us grow. Honestly, this year I've learned that saying sorry makes me feel so much better. Like,
yeah, because sorry isn't for them.
Like,
the thing
it's
is,
so
like,
sad. Like, I just,
yeah, but
you know
sorry
what I
isn't
mean.
for them. Ese
No.
perdón, the forgiveness is never for them.
It's
It is
for yourself.
always for yourself.
For
Exacto.
yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, that's what it is.
It's always for yourself. Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Ese rencor te come a ti.
I'm like a little sponge. Like, I want to sponge everything.
I love you.
I love you. Every like things she tells me, like I'm like, oh my God, like I should be more like that because it's like positivity. You wanna sponge that. That's why I say you wanna sponge the good things about others. So
Mira, I like that. I like that a lot.
what
Pues,
about you?
bueno, kind of what you just said, like, my thing is, bueno, if we're talking about like friendships, not relationships, but like a red flag for me is
In general.
if you're just a friend and I tell you something and then somebody else joins our conversation and you literally mention to them what I just told you, I'm like,
Cuando estábamos sola.
yeah, I'm like, mental note, can't tell you nothing.
Red flag.
Okay, right. And that's a really big red flag because then my guard is up with you. Like, now I know that I really can't tell you nothing because the second you get the chance, you're gonna run off and tell somebody. You know?
That says more about that person than it says about yourself. So
and the maturity level también, like, bro, I know things about people. I know things about people that I will take to the grave. Okay,
because
it's not my business. It's not my business to tell your business.
And it's not your character.
Exacto.
It's not you. It's just not. Oh, si yo dejo de ser amiga tuya,
voy a chotear todo, le voy a decir todo. No, like that's not.
Don't even say that in front of people because it's like people are gonna look at you and be like, "Ew, I would never be friends with you." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there are people that still are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be surprised.
And they're a lot. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Not with us.
Not with us. Not here. Not present. It's not in the room.
Not at the Iceland vibes, baby.
Period.
If your friend invites you out, so you gotta make plans to go, and you're on the way to meet up with your friends, and your man texts you saying he needs you to pull up because he has an urgent surprise. You're like, whatever, you know, it's your man, your fiance, your husband, basically.
Right.
Who would you show up for and why?
Okay, so I might not look like a girls after I answer this question, but I would show up for my man. Why? Because my man is my man. Like, I'm going home to him. Like, and verdad, like, I don't know, like, I feel like maybe if he was a boyfriend where we don't live together, that type of situation, then that's different. But
like, you know, I had plans with the girls. You're like,
exacto. Like, if it was a boyfriend, I feel like it's just different. Like, it's just different. If it was a boyfriend, I'd probably go with the girls. But if it was my husband, like my man, yeah, I'd be like, let me make a quick U-turn, babe. I'll be there in 2. And I'll just tell the girls, like, yo, like, let's just reschedule.
That actually happened to me. It's funny that that question is there. I had plans to meet up with my girls, and it was like 5 of us. And David had like a surprise. I don't know if he was leaving or I wasn't just gonna be able to see him because I'm like, damn, babe, like you knew I had plans with them.
Yeah.
Is it really that important? And he's like, yes, it is. So I texted the girls early in the morning. I was like, listen, guys, I can't make it. I'm sorry, but next time. And I said, I'm sorry, guys, but
They
it's
got
just
upset.
Like, they got upset, girl. I was
I
like,
know.
you guys wouldn't understand. But
Facts.
it's not like
If
I'm
you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's not like I'm picking sides, but like you said, I go home to my man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand him up, especially he doesn't just have surprises for me every month.
Exacto.
You know
exacto.
what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
like it's my man.
Yeah.
The love of my life.
Period. I love that. No, but same. Yeah. Okay, so I actually have a question for you. Yeah, like I made this question for you.
Bad?
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, she's engaged. Okay. So my question is, beautiful ring.
Thank you.
Rock. I'm sorry. Okay, so my question is, since you guys are engaged, what's your wedding plan? And what I mean by that is like, okay, are you thinking about like big wedding, small honeymoon, or are you thinking smaller wedding and then like balling out on your honeymoon, or like even taking that money that you would have invested in a huge wedding and just putting it towards like a down payment in a house?
So definitely, at first I thought I wanted to have a smaller wedding because I want to bring our closest friends and family members.
Mhm.
But we have a big family,
Right.
I have a lot of friends, and he has a lot of friends,
Mhm.
and it's definitely gonna be middle big.
Mhm.
And it's not gonna be like an expensive place because honestly, I want to be barefooted. I wanted to be at the beach.
I love
I know.
that.
I want to like nature. Like I just want that breeze, like
It's
just going
giving.
through me.
It's giving La Isla vibes.
La Isla vibes back here.
Period.
Back here, like it's literally just
That's what it's
island
giving.
vibes. Like I just
Mhm.
want to feel back home because
Yeah.
obviously in our little hearts, like we wish we could be in la isla, literal donde nacimos, pero es imposible.
Right.
Where we are now, we get better opportunities. But you always take a piece of home with you in your heart,
Right.
and that's just something I want to do, and definitely a
I'm
big
excited.
honeymoon. Me too.
Okay, so like big, medium wedding, and then
big honeymoon. Like
okay,
let's go 2 weeks to
I
Bora
love
Bora, Maldives. Like
that.
I've been dying to go there.
Qué brutal.
Sí.
I can't wait.
I know, me too.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
You gotta go pink dresses with me. Ugh.
Period.
Do you
Let
still have
me
your
know.
wedding dress?
I do have it, but
You do?
I have I still have my wedding dress. It's at my mom's house. Pero so after the wedding, we actually did I don't know what it's called, pero we sent it back to the designer, and they like sprayed, well, no, they washed the dress because at the end of the night your dress gets crazy.
Se pone sucio.
Yeah, and then they washed it, and then they spray this spray that's like keeps it like
tight,
keeps it how it is. You know, it doesn't get like the fabric doesn't. Entonces they put it like in like a Barbie box, like a huge Barbie box. Y lo que ves, y lo que ves el corset y un poquito del fluff, but it's so freaking beautiful. It's a huge box. Bueno, we put it away because I wanted to keep it for one of my daughters in the future. Yeah. Y entonces, I mean, if they want to like change it up a little bit, like I don't mind.
Oh, that. You know they're gonna want that vintage vibe.
Maybe, but who knows? Estas nenas, ya tú sabes.
La más chiquita te va a decir, girl, you already wore that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Literally, la otra no te va a decir, mami, sí, I want to.
Pero Nani no. Nani is gonna be like,
nena,
no.
Ya eso es forzado. O sea, she is so funny. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, she's a mother of 2. I know you doesn't look like it. And she has 2 beautiful princesses.
Thank you, I do. Those are the light of my eyes. I love them so much. Pero yeah, so I wanted to save it for one of them. Probably not Nani, but you know. Probably, sinceramente, la primera que se case, si quiere el traje, se lo voy a dar. Y si lo quieren cambiar, igual se lo voy a dar.
Claro. What is something you've learned about yourself in the past year?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned about myself is that I'm capable. Like I'm always gonna figure it out. Like it literally does not matter. Like it literally does not matter. Yep. I'm always going to figure it out. So definitely that I'm capable, because muchas veces like, okay, so you're like face to face with the problem and you're like, I don't know what to do.
Or like, mañana. Or
exacto. And like, I don't know. Like there's a lot of situations in life where you're just like, bro, like I'm stuck like this. I don't know how we're gonna move forward past this. How but I mean, there's always tomorrow. So, well, not always, but you know. So I feel like definitely that I'm just capable. I'm capable. I'll figure it out.
I think with me it's kind of like the same. Like, just go with the flow, because sometimes we get into situations where it is human and natural to stress out, But just think about this. You are in a very uncomfortable situation and you stress yourself out and you beat yourself up. You're not doing anything. It's already, the problem is already there.
Right.
So the only thing you can control is your emotions. How you react to
Yep.
that problem. And I promise
Ooh.
you, dude, like,
Clock
oh, esta persona dijo esto de mí, o el carro se me rompió, está bien, llamamos a alguien para que lo arregle. Ay, el carro se me rompió. Ay, ¿qué voy a hacer? ¿Cómo voy a llegar al trabajo? Like, it's how you react to the situation. And I've learned that about myself. And honestly, when I started, like, ahora me dicen, tú eres demasiado relajada. David me dice eso porque él es más como que
worried.
Así. Pero yo soy como que la más relajada porque me ha quitado tanto pressure de encima. And like you said, we're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. There's going to be a tomorrow. We're not going to die. We're eating. We have a roof under our head. So, a veces muchos los problemas que tenemos, we make it so big. Yeah. And you have to think about the people that don't have a roof on their head, that don't have food. That's a problem. You know what I mean?
Exacto, yeah.
So that's actually, that's a
¿Sabes
good question.
Yeah, I had seen this thing. It was like this story, and it was like, if we were all to write down our problems on a piece of paper, and we were all to like throw it on a table, and we were to look at everybody else's problems, we'd be so quick to grab our problem back. Yeah. Porque the thing is, like, I feel like how you grew up, the traumas and everything that you like endured growing up to the age that you are today, I feel like that has all molded you to face the problem that you're facing. Because I feel like, I don't know, like, it kind of like prepares you for the problems that you're facing. Because, for example, like, I don't know, God forbid, but like, if I put, my problem is, I don't know, my car broke down, and I look at Marlen's paper, and her problem is she can't pay rent. And I'd be like, damn, like, I don't want that problem. Like, there's literally no way that I would be able to face that problem.
Exactly.
And she would be thinking the same thing about mine. And it's like, you are prepared for the problem that you're facing. Like, everything in your life has aligned perfectly for you to come face to face with your problem and deal with it and be able to get past it.
It's supposed to happen.
Exactly. And
you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I mean, I've been in situations I'm like, how am I gonna come up with rent for this month, or like, I can't pay my car. And when I tell you guys, like, I always say, God got me. Period. Something's gonna come. Like, and then literally either 2 days or 3 days, I'm like, wow, I would have never thought this was gonna happen. Like, I get a gig or
Nena,
y yo digo, Dios mío, por eso yo me calmo también, porque yo digo, a veces las cosas no están funcionando para mí y Dios me demuestra como que, mira, cálmate, because I got you.
Right.
Y yo me quedo como que, por eso yo me relajo, porque yo digo,
está en las manos de Dios.
O si estoy en una situación muy ahogada, como te estaba diciendo anteriormente, it's supposed to happen for me to learn something from it. So, honestamente,
I love that, yeah. Pero Dios siempre, like,
con Dios todo y sin Dios nada.
Period.
And it's crazy because me and you have been talking about this for so many years, but maybe 3 years ago we weren't ready to do this. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah. Like, we didn't speak about this last month, 3 months. We spoke about this last week.
Yeah.
Like, and we're here. I love you.
I love you too.
We're here.
Pero crazy. Like, last week, Wednesday.
And we said, haha, let's do a podcast, mira, no?
And the thing is, okay, so after we talked about the podcast, I think it was like, when did I send you a message, like on Friday or Saturday? I don't know. It was like a quote, and it was like, whatever your plans are, it was like, whatever your plans are, whatever you got going that you want to do, like, don't wait. Like, act now.
Just do it.
Y yo le envié ese video y yo le dije, we're picking a date for this podcast and we're filming. I don't care. It's going to happen. We got to do it. Y pues mira, here we are. Okay, if you can give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? Before you answer this question, I want to tell y'all, I thought I was a crybaby. She's a crybaby. Okay?
Why are you doing that?
I thought that I was so emotional. Hasta que stop. Okay, I thought I was so emotional until I met her. And I was like, no, this girl is emotional. But it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful porque se nota.
I'm trying to find something.
Because en verdad, like, when I tell you that this girl tiene un corazón tan y tan lindo.
Oh,
like, sinceramente. And girl, en serio. And I don't know. So she's just very in tune with her emotions. So if we cry, mind your business. Period.
We reflect each other's souls into each other. Literally. Yeah. Like, it's like a mirror.
Literal. Nos podemos pasar el día llorando. De lo más normal. We one day, like in one of our podcasts, we'll get deeper into like our background, our life story, or our testimonies.
Actually crying.
Go get it. Want me to give you a tissue?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some. Hold on.
Because I'm actually thinking about, like, when you say that, I think about, like, I literally seen another person, like a little girl, and then I just think about, she has so many hopes and dreams. Nedi, why you ask that question? It's too early.
I mean, they done. So collect yourself, and then when you're collect yourself, no,
Put yourself together.
When you're ready, then
my corset.
When
Literally every day, no, like, why are you putting that on? Like, you wouldn't understand.
Listen, mind your business. Mind your business.
What would I tell my younger self? I literally see a little girl with so many hopes and dreams. And since I was little, I always had this dream of being an actress. And the thing with wanting to be an actress is, like, in the industry that we're on, it is so hard, especially being a woman. And especially me not speaking, I mean, I speak full English, like I can have a fluent conversation, but having an accent, like, it's hard. Like, a lot of people tell me, you have to work on your accent if you want me to represent you.
I hate that though. I literally, like, who's Sofia Vergara? Please be so.
That's
for
another
real.
thing. I was like, do you know who Sofia Vergara is? Like, come on, like, let's be real. But
That's crazy.
It's fine. I take criticism. It's gonna
come.
Everything
it's
happens for a reason.
Exacto.
Yo he hecho ya my first, I did a movie last year.
Yes, she did.
I did, and I was so proud because, like you said, when I was there, my dad dropped me off at set, and I was by myself. And like you said, I saw a little girl in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, like, you're living your dreams, but what if you don't like it? And I loved it. Like, it was like, I would tell my younger self, you're going to be living your dreams, and always stay true to your heart. Don't let how people treat you change who you are on the inside. And that's something that
I love it, Marlen. I love you so much, bro. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm so, girl, like, when literally, yo te mando un mensaje, when, like, I seen that, I was like,
living your dreams.
Yeah, like, I literally texted her, I was like, you're literally living your dream. Because in, like, when I was about to say the name of our or the company that we work. So when we used to work together, and we would talk about, like, what we wanted out of life and stuff, she was telling me that she wanted to be an actor, she wanted to do influencer, she wanted to do all these things, and I was like, bro, just do it. And she was telling me that her biggest dream was to be an actor. And then I literally saw her in a movie, and I was like, nena, estás viviendo tu sueño, like, qué emoción.
And that's what I mean when I say that's why we stick as friends, because they just clap for you when you are living your dreams.
Literally.
That's why I say I went to school with you, because I feel like that was school. Like, when you meet your best of best friends.
Yes. And it was very high school vibes.
It was. We were so young.
Yeah, it was very, very high school vibes. I mean, how old was I? I was, ese era el año que yo me casé. So I was like 19. I was 19. Crazy. I was 19. You turned 19 in December. Because we started in October.
December.
Yeah. Qué brutal.
What would you say to your younger self? What piece of advice?
What would I say to my younger self? Honestly, I would tell her so much, bro.
So many things.
Like, bro, es que yo soy una llorona, en verdad. The other day, I was thinking about it, and the reason I was thinking about it is because I was looking at pictures of when I was little and stuff, y yo vi tanto a Cari. And Cari's my daughter. So yo vi tanto a Cari en esa foto, and I'm like, bro, like, ay, no quiero llorar.
No vamos a terminar nunca.
Brother. Okay, no.
Yep.
Sucking them back in. Pues nada. What would I say to my younger self? I would tell her that she's gonna be okay. And I feel like, kind of going back to what I said earlier, we gotta have a podcast and kind of deep dive into our lives, because I feel like we've gone through so much. Yeah, we've gone through so much growing up, different experiences, obviously, but same is just like trials and tribulations. And I feel like
even our relationship with our parents are just so alike. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, literal.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My mom is my best friend. Yep. I could not live my life without my mom. But my dad is my best friend.
Yeah. So my dad is my angel, literally.
Yeah. So that's, I feel like
what you said about your daughters is something that I think kind of it is something that makes me cry too, because you ask God, always ask God for sisters, and He sent you two beautiful girls.
Nena, increíble. Like if you were my cousin or family member, you know that I wanted to have a sister so freaking bad. I love my brothers. I have two older brothers. Love them to death, but I always wanted a sister. And pues nunca, obviamente. And then God gave me two girls. And then I'm living like my sister dream through them.
You
like
play with their
yeah,
hair, dress
cuando
them
ellas
up for
yes,
school.
ay sí, nena, qué rico. Like yo las visto igual, les hago el pelo igual, ellas tienen una relación tan bella. Like I'm obsessed with them. Like, and I love the bond that they have with each other, because again, es algo que yo quería, lo cual nunca tuve. So
no, y ahora es mejor porque son las tres de ustedes, literal.
Literally.
Las tres juntas.
Oh my goodness, I love my babies so much. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and do you think we'll still be close?
100% agreed. I feel like when you're really good friends with somebody, like, you know it. Like, we've been friends for how many years now?
Girl, wait too many. Like 5 years.
And
like
we
literally like 5 years.
We've gone without like speaking to each other for months. I mean, we speak like, you know, on Instagram and stuff. And when we see each other, it's the same thing.
It's the same vibe. Like it's not like hi.
No.
How are you?
It's literally the same thing.
Nena, honestly, I think another reason why I wanted to do this podcast is because we're never quiet.
No,
like we're never just like.
That's what she was literally. Estamos tomando café,
like we're just talking and talking and talking constantly.
Que si la gallina, que si el.
Oh
we were making fun of this little gallito.
Ay, bendito the short king.
The short king.
Qué lindo.
No. I'm easygoing. Oh, that I'm easygoing. Like, you can talk to me. Like, you can tell me literally anything. Like, I'm not gonna be like, ay, pero por.
Like, have you ever had a falling out with a friend that you regret?
Yes and no. You know why? It was my very first best friend. If you're watching this video, I still have love for you in a place in my heart. The reason why we fell out is because it was something so silly, honestly, but it was wrong. And that's why, obviously, we went our separate ways. But I still with the good moments. And honestly, when I was with her, I would laugh so much. Like,
I love that you stayed with the good moments, because that's so real.
Dude, like, sometimes I'm in my house with my hair or something, or I laugh with you, and I think I'm like, oh my God, like, this is something I would do with this girl. Like, she's so funny. And then how we became friends also was like crazy. And because at first we were frenemies. You know, when you're in middle school and you're like, I don't like this girl, there's something about her. Yeah. And then you guys meet and you guys end up being the best of bestest friends.
Right.
And then we just fell off. Still to today's day, I speak to their parents. They say they love me, that they wish things were different. So it's like
bittersweet.
Yeah, and if I see her, I, wish her the best.
Right, right.
But I don't regret it, because I don't regret things I do. But like you said, everything happens for a reason. But in a way, yeah, because I loved her, I still have love for her, obviously, but that was my best friend, man.
Dito. But I would agree. Yo, ¿verdad? Tuve una relación con una relación así, pero we had a really good amistad. Like, we were really, really good friends. And, well, I'm not going to get into it why, but we fell off. And sinceramente, I still find myself thinking about, like, our friendship to this day. Like, sometimes, like, me vienen like flashbacks, and I'm like, I wish we were friends as adults. You know what I mean?
Things would be so different.
Yeah. Pero yo pienso que everybody comes into your life
for a reason,
and sometimes people come for seasons. ¿Me entiende? They come in to show you something, to teach you something, and then se van. You know what I mean?
It's just so sad when one of your favorite people turn into a lesson. Like, why? Like, I want, but it's just not meant for you.
It's not meant for you. O es como yo digo, like, you got something from that friendship, and that time is now up.
And also you learn from that to apply it to your next until you find your truth.
Right.
What do you think about when you're alone?
That one's hard. I don't want to cry again. Pero what okay, so I don't know, have you seen my TikTok about like, it's like a still picture of me and the girls from the back, and it says like, it's like the trend that was happening with like parents or moms, and it was like, if you were to ask me how motherhood is, I'd tell you great, and then the next slide is like, but if I were to be honest, and then the last slide is like how I feel. That would be my answer. Why? Because Well, let me tell y'all. Pero basically, mom guilt. When I'm alone at night in my thoughts, mom guilt sets in, and it is the worst thing in the world because you start thinking of like everything. Like you start thinking about like I don't know, for example, like if she wanted a cookie before bed and you're just like, no, like there's no cookies before bed, like you gotta brush your teeth, we gotta go to bed, you got school in the morning. And then when she goes to sleep, I'm just like,
Oh,
I should
Nedi.
have just gave her the freaking cookie. Like I could have just given her the cookie and then brushed her teeth
And
and
that's
then took it back.
happened.
And it's happened. And then I,
But you gotta be hard sometimes, you know, because it is bad for their teeth and also like.
and that's what I'm saying. And that in that picture, like that's what I put. I was like, I hope that one day when the girls grow up, ¿verdad? They don't look at like back on me, and they think like, oh, like mommy was really strict, like mommy no nos deja hacer nada, like mommy fue esto, mommy fue el otro. Like I hope they see that my intentions, I have I have I
The
have
best.
and had the best intentions for them the entire time. And that's something that literally I gotta keep telling myself, like it's for their own good, it's for their own good. Because mom guilt sucks. It really, really does. Like you get
No,
mom guilt for everything.
no, and honestly, I think that you're doing such a good job because another thing people don't know and don't see because obviously we don't post this on social media is you have your regular job, you clock out but you clock in to be a mom. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
like
It's
it's
so
it's a
hard
lot,
to
you
juggle
know?
it all,
And you
yeah.
still make time for yourself. You still get your hair done, you don't let yourself go, you take care of yourself. That is not easy. Taking care
Mm-hmm.
of a home, you have a dog, you have your big girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. It is
It's
a
a lot.
lot. And thank you for recognizing that,
No,
girl, because
because
and verdad, like a lot of that just gets swept under the rug, and like I'll be like, oh, like I'm tired to anybody, like, oh, I'm so tired. What do you mean you're
like
tired? Like you work from home.
like
Like what do you mean? And I'm
yeah,
like, bro, like
that's
you don't have a clue what it's like to walk in my shoes. Like it's like what you said. Like you have to juggle being a wife. You have to juggle and what everything that comes with that. You know, he wants his time with me and our intimate time and etc.
exactly.
And then you have like mom. Like I have to be present for two little girls who they're just crazy for me and I love them so much. And then I have a dog. I have I'm the cleaner, I'm the cook, I do everything, and it's like it's a
And
lot to
now
juggle.
we're doing this.
Nena, cállate que yo me puse a pensar el otro día y yo dije, dang, I work from home, I'm a party planner, now the podcast. Let me just add that to like a list of things that I'm doing.
Superwoman. You look like Superwoman. Black hair.
Stop. Hi.
I didn't think about that. Yo, yes. No, but seriously, that's like one of my fears of becoming a mother, not feeling capable of doing these things. But I look at you and I get so much like,
Cállate que va a llorar. Cállate que va a llorar.
ay, man.
I
Esto es
hate us.
podcast de la
I hate
llorona.
us. I hate us,
Este
bro.
podcast es la llorona. You know, like, because I still look at you and then I see that little girl I met. Like, you still look the same. You don't age, girl. You're a freaking vampire.
I don't age. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's hard,
Yeah.
you know, because I've had friends that I've seen go through like postpartum depression and
Yeah.
I actually went, you know, through that with that person. Like I was
Exacto.
there every day and I was like, oh my God, like
It's
I felt
hard.
so bad. And I
Yeah.
had that when you said guilt, like I wish I was there for her more or this and that. And it
Yeah.
was hard, you know. She's better now, obviously.
Yeah, qué bueno.
Pero it's not easy. It is not. And honestly, having a partner that supports you and helps you, which something is Nate that's really good at, like he helps you a lot, it's really, really good. Because if you don't have somebody there with you throughout that process, you go crazy. Like
Literally, bro. It wasn't always like easy with me. So with Gotti was a lot different than it was with Nani because
they're
Gotti
both
was our
different, really.
first. Well, no, my thing is like he was really different with me because, and then like with Gotti, he really didn't help much. Like he really, really didn't.
It was new to it, right?
And I was new to it too, but I feel like we were both so young, and Gotti was our first kid, and entonces we were both kind of like figuring out parenthood. We were figuring out how to juggle a life where now somebody is literally dependent on us, and then he has his job, and I don't know exactly like what type of like mentality his parents brought him up on, but like I don't know if it was like, oh, the woman does everything, the boys just sit back and chill, and it was really hard in the beginning because I felt like I was doing it alone.
And also, you know, being a woman, it's like it's hard for you, like for example, because I went through this, it's just changing the baby's diaper or feeding him the bottle. But when I do it, the baby cries or he doesn't like it, and she feels bad. She's like, "No, let me do it myself," because you feel like they're not treating your kid how you do it.
That's
So you feel,
yeah.
you see, dude, I'm ready to be a mom. So
ready.
So you see it like that too. Like it could never be me, because Mama Bear, like we were literally looking at animals, and we're always talking about like the dogs we see on the apartments and stuff, and you always see the mom with the babies and animals and insectos and todo, and the dads are they're just always gonna be there if you call them, obviously, but obviously Mama Bear is always
Pero yeah, so con Cari it was different because I felt like I was doing it alone, but with Nani, Nate has stepped up like in such an amazing way, and it's also really cool to see because it's like I seen my partner transform into the dad that I wanted him to be, which now he is. You know what I mean? And the husband
that's so beautiful.
It is beautiful, and I'm like, and I told him the other day, but I was like, babe, like I am so proud of you. Like I know I don't tell you enough, but I am so proud of you because he has grown so much, and I don't know. I feel like guys don't get like
el crédito. Yeah.
No, but actually, I wanna tell you thank you for doing that for your friend, because so for Kari, I had a lot of for Kari, I didn't go through postpartum depression ever. Like it was never. I was fine. Pero con Nani, I did go through postpartum depression.
You did, Nedi?
I did, and we can get into that in a different question.
Video.
But my thing is like, okay, so for Nani, so everybody comes over when the baby's born, and everybody's like, attention on the baby. I want to meet the baby. I want to hold the baby.
What about you?
But it's like, how about me? Like this is like I understand like you're coming to bond with the baby, but this is also my time to bond with the baby. But I can't bond with the baby because I have dishes, I have to clean, I have to cook, I have to shower.
I'll take care of the baby while you showering.
And let me tell you that I want to tell you thank you porque sinceramente I have, bueno, ella es mi prima. So, ella vive en Ocala. Let me tell you, that's 2 hours away.
My cousin lived in Ocala.
Girl,
Ocala is far.
Ocala is far.
Oh
Ocala is far.
Yeah.
So she lives 2 hours away from me. This girl, she has bueno, hace tiempo she had a 2-year-old son. Okay, she drove 2 hours. Nani tenía como, I don't know, like a few weeks. She drove to Tampa. She took the wait, hold on. She drove to Tampa. She didn't take her 2-year-old son. She left her 2-year-old son with her grandma or with her mom. Entonces ella guió para acá. Ella llegó, ella empezó a limpiar. Ella limpió todo, hizo la ropa. Ella cuidó de Cari. Y yo me quedé en la cama. Like that was the first day I ever slept in with Nani. Because everybody comes and they quickly take her from me and they're like, no, like, do what you gotta do, like now that I'm here. Like go clean, go cook, go wash the dishes, go shower, like go do what you need to do, like I'll take care of the baby. And I'm like, if only they knew that I just wanna not have to stress that and just bond with my baby. And es como que I know that nobody did that with malintenciones. Claro, obviously they're just here like to, I wanna meet the baby. And that's fine. Pero my thing is that ella llegó, ella hizo todo eso. Ella, obviamente ella aguanta la bebé, pero she let me have my time with her while she took care of everything that I needed to do, but I kept putting it off because I wanted to spend time with the baby. So ella vino, se encargó de todo, and I was just, we went to Ocala recently, me and the girls, and yo le estaba diciendo, like, me and her were bawling in the freaking living room. Tú la tienes que conocer, bro. Ya will get along. Pero we were bawling in her living room because she just had twins. Two girls. Twins? Yeah, she just had 2 girls.
Oh my God, qué lindo.
Nena,
qué bendición.
Son hermosas esas nenas. So so we were just bawling, and I was like, I just want to tell you thank you. Like, thank you for being there. Thank you for like ayudándome. Like, you didn't even know that I needed that. I was like, you didn't even know that I needed that support, and yet you came. You left your son just so you can enfocarte al 100% on what I needed.
That's so nice.
Fue algo tan y tan lindo, and I'm like, girl, like I will never forget that you did that.
You will never forget that. Never.
So it was, girl, like we were just bawling our eyes out. And imagine, ya está obviously like postpartum, so she's like a bigger crybaby, and I'm like, girl, like we can't get together. Like if all we're gonna do is cry.
No, yo las tres lloronas.
Literal. So, anyways, but yeah, what was the question? What do you think about when you're alone? Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, so mom guilt is really what it is. ¿Y tú?
Oh my God, I think about so many things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is obviously like we don't know what our future looks like, and I wonder,
Mm-hmm.
and I like go in a deep hole, and I see myself in a bad situation or a good. Like I mentally prepare myself. Like when before I go to bed, I say, okay, tomorrow when I wake up, the first thing I'm gonna do is this, and I follow that. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I like to have my things planned, and I feel like I want to plan everything, but also when they don't come, that's actually something I have to work on
Mm-hmm.
because I'm kind of contradicting myself. Like when things don't go the way I plan it to be, I get a little bit upset. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm like, no, this is no how I wanted
Right,
it to
right, right,
play out.
right.
Like this, I was supposed to go to the gym and then
Right,
do my
right.
hair after, and it just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't happen. And that's something I have to work on. And I just think a lot about. I just get lost in my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Pero one way that maybe you can work on that is thinking like, como estamos hablando ahorita, de que, ajá, ¿de qué? Se me fue el hilo. Míralo, por ahí va, por ahí va. Nothing, but what you can do to help yourself in that situation or to like help kind of control that es que saber que tu confianza está en Dios y que todo pasa por una razón.
Amen.
And that he's in control and there's a reason why you had that setback.
100%.
You know, whether it being an audition or whether it being you're late.
Yeah.
There's a reason for the setback and you just got to be like, thank you for protecting me from whatever wasn't meant for me.
Amen.
And keep it pushing.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lie you ever told yourself?
Either I make a lot of excuses for people when they do me wrong, and that's not good. Like
Mm-hmm.
out of every negative situation or outcome or anything that happens, I look at the positive side. I'm always making excuses for people. Like maybe he treated me like this because he was having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And I lie that I'm lying to myself. I know I am.
Right,
But I
yeah.
just say that to myself to kind of not, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
either cut you off or stop talking to you or be rude. Like I push myself to feel bad for that person and make an excuse for themselves, which is something that you shouldn't do at all. Like, oh, she's talking to me like that because she's having a bad day, so I have to understand. No, I do not have to
No,
understand.
exacto, yeah.
Whatever you're going through at home, it is
Keep that shit at the
not.
house. Sorry,
Yeah,
keep that shit at the house.
keep that at home because we all go through something that we don't know about. Like, have you ever drive your car and you've been crying that you couldn't even see the light, and it's like, oh my God, like everybody in the car is going through something. Like, you have to be kind to people, and how you speak to others and treat others makes you like such a beautiful person. And that's something I need to stop doing, lying to myself and making excuses for people just being rude and mean and betraying you, and that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to keep being all sappy and stuff. This is gonna be the last like sad question.
Okay.
But the biggest lie that I told myself was when I was after like when I went through postpartum depression that I was okay. And the thing is, like I said, like con Cari, I never had postpartum depression. So when I had it with Nani, I didn't recognize what it was. And so I just kept telling myself, like, that's not me. Like depressed, like what is that? Like that's not me
You would
at
never
all.
think.
Yeah, I was like, that's so when I was having these emotions, when I was having these feelings, like I didn't think like, okay, maybe I do need some type of help. Maybe I'm not okay. Knowing me telling myself like, no, I'm fine, I'm okay. But me knowing that I'm not okay. I am far from it. And the thing was that con Nani, I feel like the few times that I did try to reach out,
like you tell family member, a friend.
Well, the first time that I reached out, it was actually so in the hospital they give you like a list of like emergency contacts. Like if
Really?
Yeah, one of the things was a hotline for like anything that I was scared about because she was a newborn. So like if there was anything within like 3 months that I seen on her that I whatever anything that I was concerned about the baby, there was a hotline that I could call at whatever hour and I could tell them like, hey, the baby's doing this, hey, the baby's doing that, hey, the baby looks like this, she has, whatever my concern was, I can relay it to the person on the phone and they would help me.
Okay, that's a job.
Okay, so Nani, she was only 1 week old and she was really yellow.
Really?
Yeah, she was really, really yellow. and she had jaundice. But I didn't know that it had gotten to a level of like, let me just get into it. So she was yellow and her eyes were really yellow, and it's a condition called jaundice. Cari had it too, pero a Cari se le fue. Entonces, pero Nani was 1 week old and she just looked really yellow. Like her skin was really yellow, her eyes were really yellow. And I was concerned. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, let me call a hotline. Llamo al hotline y le digo, mira, ella tiene esto, esto, lo otro, se ve bien amarilla. Y el tipo en la otra línea, he tells me, she'll be fine. It's jaundice. And I'm like, I know it's jaundice. I know the condition, but it looks really yellow. Like she looks really yellow. So I want to know if I should take her into the hospital, or what signs should I look out for to know if she needs medical attention. She'll be fine. She can see her doctor in the morning.
Some people just don't want to work.
Nena, yo enganché ese teléfono y yo empecé a llorar y a llorar y a llorar y a llorar, because in my heart I knew that there was something wrong, but who else am I gonna freaking go to? You know what I mean?
What did you do?
So yo esperé, como él me dijo, because whatever. Esperé hasta la mañana. I went, took her to her doctor. Her doctor did her levels of jaundice. So there's like levels of jaundice, and like it's a normal condition that babies are born with, pero los niveles should be decreasing,
Right,
not increasing. So they did her blood work that day, and then that was Friday. And then I left the doctor's office. She was like, whenever I get the results, like I'll call you. And I was like, okay, perfect. So me fui. She was like, you should have the results by noon, because it was like 8 in the morning. And then pasó el noon, pasó las 1, 2, 3. The doctor wasn't calling me. And then 8 o'clock at night, the doctor called me, and she was pissed. She was like, could you believe that the lab still hasn't gotten the results back to me? That's what I've been waiting all day. Mind you, she's home, so she has left the practice. And
she loves her job.
Bro, I love her doctor, bro. I am obsessed with my daughter's.
I need her contact.
Yes. So entonces, so she was pissed, and she was like, esta gente todavía no me ha enviado like los resultados, y estoy aquí esperando, y que si ni qué. She was like, the moment I know, like I'm gonna call you, like even if it's 12 at night, like I'm gonna call you, que si yo. Y yo, perfect. So I just waited, because I didn't know that there was something seriously wrong with her. I mean, I felt it, but I didn't know.
Mama bear. Uh-huh.
Entonces, ¿qué pasa? So then the doctor, she calls me like an hour later, and she tells me los niveles de jaundice duplicated. Iva, ¿qué fue eso? And I was like,
and you
okay.
You knew it.
Exacto. And I was like, okay, so like
out.
what now? Like now what? Like what do we do? And honestly, I was worried just because of the tone of her voice, but Okari had jaundice and she was fine. So I was like okay, so what happens now? And she was like, I suggest that you take her to the hospital now. And then I was like, I can't like go see you on Monday because it's weekend. And she was like, you can see me on Monday, but I suggest that you go take her to the hospital because the levels have duplicated. And she was like, what if they continue to duplicate till Monday and then the problem has gotten worse? So eso me asustó. So then I was like, it's already like freaking, I don't know, it was like late. And I was like, you know what? I'll take her tomorrow. So I told her doctor, I was like, I'm gonna take her tomorrow, like we'll get ready and take her in the afternoon. So eso es lo que hicimos. Llegamos para el hospital. They ran her blood, and then they were taking forever. Me and Nate were in the hospital forever, bro. Bueno, yo te voy a enseñar los videos ahorita. Pero we were in the hospital forever, dude. And then después de horas, ellos vienen y me dicen, she's gonna stay overnight because her level, like the level that her doctor sent us compared to the level that that we saw her in when we did the blood test, it keeps increasing.
Oh my God.
No. And then I was worried now because I'm like, well, what the heck do you mean? Like, ahora qué se hace, bro? Entonces they were explaining that now she's gonna stay overnight. They're gonna put her under like a UV light for 12 hours. She can't come out that UV light. And mind you, I was breastfeeding. So and then I was like, okay, so like
she can't eat for 12 hours.
So I needed to pump and then freaking give her the bottle, bro. But it's just different. Like when you're breastfeeding your newborn, like it's just different. Like the thought that I couldn't breastfeed her for 12 hours,
like como si lo
it was daño. Yeah, like it was so traumatizing. So then nothing. So then I started bawling because now I'm scared for her, you know. And I'm bawling and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying. And then the freaking nurses, like, they weren't even worried about Nani no more. They were like worried about me because I was like hyperventilating. And then they were like it's okay, like she'll be fine. So they put her under the light for 12 hours under the UV light. And then when they ran her test again, the jaundice levels had finally like
calm down.
Yeah, they lowered to like normal level. And then they were like, well, she's fine now. She was like, we want you to do another test tomorrow, whatever. And we went to her doctor's office and the levels just kept going down. Thank God. Pero it was really, really scary because I knew that something was wrong. I reached out for help. That backfired. And then on top of like just everything that was happening, I went through such a bad like postpartum depression with Nani that I never experienced with Gotti. And it was just so different. It was really hard to get out that tunnel vision because tú sabes que vas a salir de eso. Tú sabes que she's eventually going to grow up. She's eventually going to be fine. She's, like everything will eventually be okay. But when you're in that moment, like you're like tunnel vision and you can't see the end of the tunnel, bro. And just like, it's just, I don't know. It was just really, really hard. Really, really hard.
Well, you're good now.
Yeah, thank God. Now my babies are good. I'm good. We're all good. So this is going to be the last question. And we want to make it upbeat because it's been a little crying. Sad. Okay. So the question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
You seen the movie Flash?
I have the show.
The show.
Yeah. Okay. I was like the movie. Hold on.
I want to be like Flash or Superman, kind of like they're strong and fast. Because I want to be able to do like universal things, like save lives, like that's so nice. You're so like cute. When I was little, I would say invisible because I wanted to rob things and like rob carteras. Exacto. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't be robbing banks.
Okay, fine.
But I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Like imagine and then, like let's say like you save a kid and then only obviously like I will
to be the superhero.
Yeah, is what only have them see it, and I'm like, you can't tell your parents. And then they go tell everybody in school, and they don't believe me. And then I go in and show up.
Esta está haciendo una movie. Una movie entera.
Yo necesito ser un héroe en una película because I love that. So that would be my superpower.
That's dope. Okay. So for me, I wish I could freeze time.
Why did I?
Why did I not think of that?
No. Why did I set in my head either she's gonna say travel in time or stop time?
It would be 100% to stop time.
Why?
So,
I love that.
Okay, so for many reasons, many reasons, I've thought about this so deep that
There's so many, like deep things.
Yeah,
that you could do.
Yeah. So like I've thought about this so deep, but you know how like every superhero has like kind of like it's a great superpower, but then there's like a downfall to the superpower. Mm-hmm. So like I've thought about it. So the superpower is you can freeze time, but the downfall of it is that you can only freeze time as long as you're standing on one foot.
Oh, that's not for too long.
Right. But it's because every superpower has to have its downfall, you know? So yeah. And the reason I would freeze time is because sometimes I just want to sleep in. En verdad. Sometimes I just want to. Nena, no sé, but I will figure it out.
Good.
And yeah, like to sleep or like sometimes I don't know, like while I'm working, I just want to break or something.
Or live the moment.
Yeah, or freeze the moment. Yeah.
I wish this memory was longer. There's so many memories that I wish were longer.
Yeah. So like for future videos, we want to do we want to kind of expand out of the podcast. The podcast we want it to be like the foundation, you know,
of the channel.
Exacto. But we also want to do like vlogs and we want to do like
pranks, like trending videos. Mm-hmm. If you guys want to give us ideas in the comments, let us know. We'll also have some questions on Instagram, and like you guys can also pick like which video you want to see this week. We'll try posting at least once a week.
Yeah, once a week. I think we can do it. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. We want to engage with you guys in the comments, so please don't be scared to tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see more of. Who do you want us to bring on the podcast? So yeah, let us know your thoughts and your questions and what you want to see more of.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, grandma, daddy, everybody. We're gonna leave our social medias down below, guys. And thank you for watching. This might be long, but
it might be a first long video, but it was because we wanted you guys to get a little
of us.
Yeah, a little taste of us.
La Isla vibes.
What to expect. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
See you on the next one. Bye.